Hazard Assessment Case Study, the Aral Sea. The Aral Sea is situated in Central Asia between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Up until the third quarter of the 20th century, it was the world's fourth largest saline lake. Two rivers that feed it are the Amudarya and the Siradarya. The Soviet government in the 1960s decided to divert those rivers so that they could irrigate the desert region surrounding the sea to promote agriculture, especially for the growth of cotton. This inevitably led to less water arriving at the sea. The water level in the Aral Sea started drastically decreasing from the 60s onwards.
In the first decade, the salinity increased by 14% and exceeded threshold for many commercial fish stocks to survive. As a result of this, commercial fishing catches fell from 43,430 tons in 1960 to 0 tons in 1980. The rise in salinity caused the two biggest landscape changes in the region: a sea level drop and an increase in the salt. This led to significant desertification. This is the degradation of land and natural resources to the point that they can no longer be used or are useful. There was a major change in vegetation cover. Plants died away as a result of the increased salinity, and there was a 40% overall reduction of vegetation life. This led to intensified winds due to the lack of plant cover and no trees, which led to more dust storms. The roots of the plants give a stabilising effect, so there was less soil consolidation. 6 million hectares of land were destroyed. The storms were up to 300 kilometres wide. Strong northwesterly winds picked up the sediment and blew it miles and miles away. Between 1960 and 1984, 43 million metric tons were blown away.
The levels of salinity in the lake rose from approximately 10 grams per litre to often more than 100 grams per litre. The environmental impacts were: the water budget is determined by several components: inflow from the river, evaporation, and groundwater flow. In the first decade, the water levels dropped by 57 centimetres a year. After this, the drop in water level salted.
In the Aral Sea basin, there was a drastic increase in the population from 13.3 to 33.2 million during times of high agricultural production. Following the effects of intensified farming, population decreased significantly in the area. There was a drastic economic consequence such as the loss of fishing and the loss of food. Numerous health effects of the dust storms were also inevitable. For other developing countries, the examples of the Soviet attempt at agricultural development is one to avoid, and the mistake should not be forgotten. Therefore, sustainable farming strategies should be enforced across the world.